For creating this pattern, we'll just need a couple of supplies. We're going to use a bunch of different empty water bottles. Go ahead and remove the labels. We'll need a series of just permanent markers. So if you've got old Sharpies just sitting around the house, perfect. But if you don't have any, I'll actually have a link in the description showing where you can purchase some of these. A pair of scissors. And then it's up to you, but I do find it a little bit easier to use a utility knife for cutting the bottoms of the bottles. And then we'll need a dowel rod, or what I'm using here is actually a piece of driftwood that I collected at the lake. Now to decorate these, we're simply going to take a magic marker. We don't want to color the very bottom because we'll actually be using our utility knife to cut off this very bottom where it's the harder plastic. And we just take our markers, permanent markers, and color the bottles. I think this is a great fun one, especially if you have children or if you're like me, an adult child, and just having fun coloring. Turn everyone loose, have them decorate the bottles, and just continue and decorate your whole bottle. Switch it up, use some different colors into it also. The idea is just create a little fun different colors for it for the sun catchers. Now that we've got one bottle fully decorated, we're going to come in. I like to use the utility knife and cut off that very bottom of our bottle. Then from here, we just simply take our scissors and cutting in a spiraling pattern. And I am just making the spirals about 1 centimeter in thickness. We're going to cut all the way up the bottle. And we want to continue cutting all the way through the top neck of our bottle. Alright, so we've got our pieces, water bottles all cut up. Next thing we need to do is, I have some macrame cord here. You can use whatever type of rope. I used about a 3-foot length. Now we want to tie this around. So I'm wrapping around, coming up, and then just wrapping around the cord a few times. Now my stick, it was wider on one side so the bottles wouldn't fit over it. So I picked that side as my side I would not use for stringing on the bottles. And simply tighten down. And then we just take our water bottles that are all cut up, slide over, so one hole of your dowel right through the top, and bring it all the way back. Then for your second, so this one, the opening of the water bottle was facing this way. I'm going to string this one on so the opening is facing the opposite direction. And I'm just going to continue stringing on my water bottles, going back and forth. So these two are facing each other. And then these ones face away. String these all on, until you have your dowel rod, or like mine was just a piece of driftwood, all the way full across. All right, now that we've got all of our bottles across our piece of wood, dowel rod, or just driftwood like I used, now I'm going to make sure my knot on this side is facing up, and I'm going to come to the opposite end, and we're just going to come around and once again tie the same kind of knot around this last end. And then one thing I do like about this, like I got it twisted a little bit. Pull your knots good and tight, and you're ready to go hang out your item.